Hey guys, what's up, what's happening? I am still the King of Games 98 here at your service. How you doing? Hope y'all are doing good and staying safe. And okay guys, so I won't lie to you. I wasn't sure at first if I should make this video and if really anyone would care. And so to try to help influence my decision, if you will, I made a poll post on Twitter asking if there would be interest in this video. And the yes or no option when the poll ran its, cycle, I guess I'll call it. Yes ended up winning, but it was very close between yes and no. But you know what? It is my YouTube channel after all. And considering how much I love this specific video game and this entire video game series, I figured, you know what? I think it's time that I make a Persona-related video on my YouTube channel. So without further ado, guys, this is going to be the story explaining how I came to acquire what I am considering, now some of you might not, but I consider a Persona grail game in my video game collection. Okay, so by the time this video goes up, it will be on the weekend. So Saturday or Sunday, most likely Saturday. So that's when this video is going to go on my YouTube channel. But as of the day I'm recording this video, it is Tuesday, May 30th. Now, a week ago today, so last Tuesday of last week, I went to Next Level Video Games because Nick, the owner, posted to his Facebook page that he got in a lot of Persona and Shin Megami Tensei games. And one of them happened to be the Persona 3 limited edition version for PlayStation 2 that comes with a 52-page, I believe it is? Yes, a 52-page art book and a CD soundtrack, as well as in a really cool cardboard box. Now, I saw this when I was on break at work that Monday night of last week, and I nearly crapped myself because I don't have this, and you don't see this very often. So I immediately messaged the store on their Facebook page and said if they still had it. They replied fairly quick and said they did, and I told them, sweet, I will be there tomorrow to get it. And so Tuesday of last week is when I went and got this. So a week ago today, as of the recording of this video. So this was the main reason why I went to Next Level, to pick this up. But I ended up buying 3 other games along with this game in total. So it was this, Arcana Heart for PlayStation 2, that was complete in box. Ghostbusters, the game on Sega Genesis, that was just loose cartridge. And Mega Man Battle Network 5 Team Proto Man, that was also loose cartridge, on Game Boy Advance. Now, the total for all 4 of those games came out to $165.29. But I did bring in some stuff to trade in. And Nick, the owner, gave me $30 store credit in total for everything I brought, which I thought was okay. You know, it wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. It was okay because, truth be told, I didn't really bring him all that great of games to trade in, so I didn't expect to get a whole lot. But anything that he was willing to give me, I was going to put towards this and those other 3 games. So it ended up working out really good. Now, this is the best part of how I came to pay for this and the other 3 games. in my English Town swap meet pickups video, my most recent one, what would that be considered? That would be considered the spring. So the spring 2023 English Town swap meet pickups video. If you did not watch that video, number one, I will link that at the end of this video. Number two, spoiler alert. At the end of the video, I saved one of my best banger pickups for the end, and that was that Super Nintendo console in that big plastic storage tote that I paid $30 for. Well, not only did that console end up working, but I sold it on Facebook Marketplace and got $120 for it. Yeah, I paid $30 for it and got $120 for it. That was such a freaking great buy and a great freaking sell. That was like, stuff like that, at least for me, doesn't happen very often that much these days. So that was just a great flip. So I went to Next Level Video Games last Tuesday with that $120 cash on me, as well as, my debit and credit cards. And I was like, if I should see other stuff along with this, I will use that $120 towards it. So, as luck would have it, I wanted this and those 3 other games I just mentioned. And the total came to $165.29. I used that $120 cash from that Super Nintendo towards this and the other 3 games, and only had to pay $45.29 out of my own pocket for those 4 games in total. Again, let me just repeat myself in case you didn't hear that. Out of my own pocket, I only had to pay $45.29 for all 4 of those games. Now, I just realized I didn't mention any prices for the 4 games, so let me tell you guys the prices. Now, Next Level Video Games has a discount card membership program, and basically you pay $15 once you get the card. Every time you're there, you show the card to the owner or whoever is there behind the counter. It is 10% off all used games. So I didn't say the prices yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you guys what the prices were originally and then what I got them for with the membership card. So Persona 3 Collector's Edition, or Limited Edition version on PlayStation 2 was originally $100. I paid only $90 for it. Arcana Heart on PlayStation 2 was $35, but I paid only $31.50 for it. Ghostbusters on Sega Genesis was $40, but I only paid $35.99 for it. And last but not least, Mega Man Battle Network 5 Team Proto Man was $15, and I paid only $13.50 for it. So, all in all though, for those 4 games, I only had to pay $45.29 out of my own pocket. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how you do it. That is how you do it. Buy and flip, so then when you get a really good profit, you can use that money to pay for other really cool stuff, and that way you have to pay less money out of your own pocket for something. And let's be honest, guys, it feels so much better using someone else's money to pay for something. I mean, am I right? Like, come on, I can't be the only one who feels that way. So that is how I came to get the Persona 3 Limited Edition version for PlayStation 2. And that Super Nintendo paid for the majority of this and the other 3 games I got. And, since it's been a week, and Next Level's return policy is you have 7 days from when you purchased it to return the games, Obviously, by now, I tested this and the other 3 games. All 3 played perfectly. This copy of Persona 3, the game disc, is mint. Is absolutely mint. It doesn't have a scratch. It doesn't even have a fingerprint on this disc. It was probably resurfaced, and you know what? That's perfectly fine. I'm cool with that. But it is freaking pristine. So, it's kind of like what the YouTuber Mr. Rightway says. Mr. Rightway says trades are key. And I solely do believe that. But on top of that, buying stuff cheap to then flip or resell and to get more money for it, and then taking the money you get from such items and using it to get other stuff or better stuff or stuff that you've been looking for or is really hard to find, that's an even better way of going about collecting. And I really, really do like that, and I mean that wholeheartedly. So, yeah, that's pretty much the story of how I came to acquire this. Now, I'm going to do close-up shots of this. I'm going to show you guys the game, the art book, and the CD soundtrack. And, as you can see, I also have every single Persona game that I currently own out on display here. So I'm going to do a quick little glance through of all these games. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. So as you can see, the outer cardboard box is absolutely pristine. Like this is just in such nice used condition that I just couldn't pass this up. It was just so nice, guys. Like, okay, so we're gonna start with the game first. I don't know what it is, but the artwork on the back cover of this game is absolutely sick. With the protagonist Minato and what was the person's name? Oh, Orpheus. Orpheus, yes. And then, when you open it up, you got really cool artwork of Minato, Junpei, and Yukari, as well as Orpheus on the front of the instruction manual. And then on the game disc, I don't know. It's okay. It's kind of basic. It's just got Minato there and his persona Orpheus there. It's okay. Okay, now the art book. This I was really excited about because Persona 3 is the very first Persona video game I actually ever played, and so therefore it's very near and dear to my heart, and it's my favorite Persona video game of all time. Now, we're not going to go through and look through this entire art book. I'm just going to kind of like pick out random segments and just kind of show them on the camera. So, yeah, Persona 3 is very near and dear to my heart. And that's why when I saw that, when they posted on Next Level's Facebook page that they had this in, this is the CD soundtrack, by the way, that, oh my God, I have to go grab this. Because I was like, if I don't grab this, someone else definitely is. That's going to happen. So, yeah, like literally, had I not been at work, I literally would have went that day. But you see, I couldn't, obviously. So the next day was, the only possible solution. So, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you really don't know how happy I am to finally say I own this and have this in my collection, in my PlayStation 2 game collection. This made me so incredibly happy. Oh, and 2 things I want to mention that also happened when getting this. So, Nick, the owner of Next Level Video Games, shout out to Nick, man. You're a freaking legend. I love you, dude. He knew I was coming to get this, and instead of putting this game out on the floor for sale, he actually put it behind the desk and set it aside for me. How freaking cool is that? Like, that's the kind of relationship and bond we have. Like, that was just so cool of him to do that. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, when he was ringing me up, I looked at this really quick because, there's a lot of money for one game and I wanted to make sure it looked good. When I was looking through this, the game and then the art book, I didn't find the CD soundtrack. So I questioned him about it and he goes, "Oh, yeah, you're right. It is supposed to come with the CD soundtrack." And he goes, "I think I have another box in the back. Let me check to see if it's in that one." And it was a really, really good thing I mentioned that to him because he went in the back, looked, had the CD soundtrack, and included that with this, of course. It wasn't like it was, he charged me anything extra for it because it was supposed to come with it. So it was a really good thing I said that about the CD soundtrack. But most importantly, the fact that he put this game aside for me behind the counter blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. Now, I know I've talked about Next Level Video Games before in the past in multiple videos on my channel, but in case you haven't seen or heard me talk about them before, I have been going to Next Level Video Games since, I want to say, 2010, 2011, when I was in middle school. That's how far back I've been going to this store. And Nick, the owner, has gotten to know me over that period of time, and just the fact that he would do that for me really just blew me away. So that was so freaking cool of him. And now I'm going to just quickly go through all my Persona games that I have here because I figured why not. So we're going to start with the mainline ones. Now, I do have one that is not pictured here because it is only loose disc and it's a tiny disc. I do have the Persona 1 PSP remake game, but I only own the UMD disc. No case or manual. So I didn't want to bring that out because it's kind of small and, these games, seeing the cases is, a lot easier than a disc. So I have Persona 1 remake on PSP. This is Persona 2 Innocent Sin remake on PSP. This is Persona 3 FES or Persona 3 Festival, as it was known in Japan, on PlayStation 2. This is Persona 4 on PlayStation 2. Persona 5 on PlayStation 4. Then we have a lot of the spin-off games here. This is Persona 3 Dancing in Moonlight on PlayStation 4. Persona 4 Golden, the best version of Persona 4 you could quite possibly play on PlayStation Vita. Persona 4 Dancing All Night on PlayStation Vita. Persona 5 Royal on PlayStation 4. Persona 4 Arena on PlayStation 3. And Persona 4 Arena Ultimax also on PlayStation 3. And then my premium edition versions of Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth and Persona Q2 New Cinema Labyrinth, which were both featured in my Nintendo 3DS game collection video. Yeah. And then I have this. Now, this is not a game, obviously, but it is the official strategy guide for Persona 3 by Double Jump Books. And I almost forgot I owned this, and so I was like, I gotta include this in the video. This would have made a really cool pickups video for my YouTube channel at the time, but I don't remember if, excuse me, I don't remember if at that time, if I was doing pickups videos on my YouTube channel, but I found this locally at a small business video game store called Bandit Video, and I think I paid like $5 or $10 for that. And this is actually very rare and worth pretty good amount of money. I don't, off the top of my head, I don't know how much because I haven't looked up current values, but it's actually pretty rare and is valuable. So yeah, without further ado, guys, that is going to do it for this video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed watching and hearing how I came to acquire. This would be, I would consider this a Persona Grail game in my collection now. And also taking a look at my Persona video game collection all the games that I currently own in the series for it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know down below in the comments section, what did you think of Persona 3, if you've played it? And you know what? Let me know what your favorite Persona game is in general. Take care, guys.